Now we're going to move into a more contemporary time of 1967. By that time, it seemed that the world had passed us by, and the so-called non-existent Beat Generation was now supplanted by the mega billion-dollar music industry into official Ute culture. And one of the conundrums in Ute culture was that someone named Neal Cassady was driving a bus full of stoned out people, which was what his claim to fame was supposed to be. And then they had the maxim designed by senior citizens who ran the record companies that in order to get that teenage dollar, you weren't supposed to trust anybody under 30. I was sitting in Greenwich Village with Richie Havens, and I said, Richie, I just talked to Jack last night on the phone. Neal still had one more year to live. I said, all of us are over 30. I don't see why people can't trust us. That is pretty weird. And we heard this gorgeous song on the radio with someone singing who was definitely over 30 years old, named Louis Armstrong, who was so deliciously out of fashion that he made us proud of the fact that we were also considered to be total out of fashion people ourselves, because that's got nothing to do with it, except because we know today's fashion ends up in tomorrow's landfill. And the name of the song was so beautiful, it was so simple, and such a joy to hear that played on the radio. The Richie Havens and I said, man, we've got to do that more often. And I called up Jack and said, man, you tell Neal if you speak to him that regardless of the industrialization and exploitation of young people in order to rip them off of their hard-earned dollars, none of that matters, because the thing of beauty is and always will be a joy forever. And in spite of all that other stuff, it is and always will be a wonderful world. I see fields of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me, for you. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright, blessed days, and the dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what wonderful, wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, reflecting on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful, wonderful world. colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, reflecting on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.